Hello everyone, it's Ryan at Dark Winter Moon in Boston. So lately I have been really leaning in and delving in deeply to my shadow work. It's been a really trying and difficult time, but shadow work is not easy. Shadow work asks us to dredge up things that we have subconsciously hidden from ourselves, to quite literally face our demons. And to make it even more difficult, often our own egos and our shadow itself will actively work to keep these things hidden from us. Shadow work is often a battle with yourself, but when we are able to do it effectively, the payoff is release, healing, catharsis, and moving towards wholeness within ourselves. Today, I would like to outline a meditation to get you started on your journey into shadow work. I recommend having something to eat and drink with you for after the meditation, as it can be pretty taxing physically as well as mentally. And if you're new to meditation and or feel like you need a bit more prep to get into a meditative state, take a look at my YouTube chakra meditation vid. It's very helpful as a beginner meditation vid. I also recommend taking a few moments to call on your deities and or guides to help you on this journey. I'm going to spend a few moments to call on my patron deity, Apollo, bless his wisdom, before we begin. So for our shadow work meditation today, like I said, it's good to have the help of a deity or guide to help guide you through your own shadow. If you somehow get lost or confused, it's good to have someone that can guide you back to the path and lead you through your own shadow. For me, that's going to be Apollo, my primary deity, and I'm not only going to call on him in all of the powers that are normally associated with him, the light, the Chela specs, which is all-seeing, all of those aspects, but he also has his darker side. He's also the Lord of Plague and the Lord of the Eclipse, so I'm going to call on him in those aspects too to help guide me. So like I said, I recommend that you have a guide or deity to help you through this journey. Hail Apollo, fair and bright, and shining Lord of Deus light, Apollo Chelespex, Apollo Alexikakos, Apollo Fardarter, Apollo Silverbow, Loxius Apollo, Pythian Apollo, Phoebus Apollo, Apollo Latromantis, Apollo Erythidius, Apollo Lord of the Eclipse, Apollo Plague Lord, Apollo Plague Doctor. Hail and welcome. Please, my Lord, guide me on this journey into my shadow. Provide a reference and a guide for me as I go. Thank you, and so mote it be. Okay, for the purpose of limiting distractions, I have blacked out the next part of this vid. So first, I would like for you to make sure you're in a comfortable, private, dark place. Get comfortable, preferably in a seated position so you don't fall asleep, but whatever works for you is fine. Take a deep breath in, making sure to breathe all the way down into your diaphragm and hold, then release. Do the same thing again, and hold, and release. And one more time, deep down into your diaphragm, breathe, and hold for a second, and release. Now take a few moments to breathe normally. As you do, take note of your body. Try to be present in your body, in this current place. Feel its weight, its solidness. Note any sounds that might be coming into your space, and acknowledge and accept them, not as distractions, but as simply part of your experience. They're just happening. Now, imagine yourself floating in darkness. You're perfectly warm, perfectly relaxed, perfectly weightless, and perfectly content. Spend a few moments enjoying this experience. It is delicious and contenting. Now, you start to notice in the darkness an even deeper darkness. It's undulating and shifting, growing larger as it seems to move toward you. As you continue to watch, it grows even larger. It grows larger and larger, and then suddenly it has enveloped you, and it feels like soft velvet gently swaddling your entire being. You feel yourself starting to be pulled gently downward by this velvety blanket as it tightens around your entire body. There's no need to fear, for this is the doorway to your very own shadow realm. After a few more moments pass, you feel your feet touch down on something firm, and the feeling of the velvety blanket vanishes. You are still in darkness, yet now you feel a gentle wind brush past you, caressing your skin. On the wind is the sweet smell of a summer wood. As your eyes start to adjust, you notice that you are standing outside in a clearing on a moonless night, and that you can now see faint stars in the blackness of the heavens. You can see the vague outlines of a path leading away in front of you into a shadowy wood. You decide to follow the path into the unknown. As you step into the woods, you start to hear a faint melody coming from further ahead. It's enchanting, compelling, and a bit eerie, yet it draws you forward. As you walk, the tune gets louder, and you realize that the sound is actually someone singing. Suddenly, you round a bend and have entered a small clearing, bounded by large trees. In the center of the clearing, sitting upon a large stone, is a shadowy being. They are the one that is singing. Rocking gently back and forth to their tune, they seem completely absorbed in their song. A slight feeling of fear passes over you, and the fine hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Chills are running up and down your spine and all of your body. Suddenly they become aware of you. They stop singing, and their head jerks up. They are staring right at you, and your feeling of fear increases. For a moment, you are locked staring at each other, paralyzed in your fear. Take this moment to allow yourself to feel this fear completely. Let it wash over you. Relish it. It's an odd and unfamiliar and uncomfortable sensation to not try to run from your fear, to not try to suppress it or avoid it, or turn away from it. But this is your shadow, and by accepting your fear completely, you begin the process of accepting your shadow completely. Now, because you have allowed your fear to manifest completely, it starts to run its course, it starts to lessen. The gaze of this being of shadows, the gaze of your shadow becomes less intense, softens a bit. They start to hum the same tune again and then beckon you forward. As you approach, you realize that some of the shadowiness around them is actually a thin veil of dark material draped over them. You feel the overwhelming impulse to reach up and remove the veil from over their form. You reach up and grab it, and gently pull it away. What lies beneath is something only you recognize. But you see it as totally other, and at the same time totally yourself. Take a few moments to gaze upon the face of your shadow. You may be feeling terror, or revulsion, or love, or pity, or something undefinable, or even all of those feelings at once. Whatever you see, whatever you feel, try to accept it totally without shame or judgment. Spend a few moments allowing these feelings to wash over and through you. Now, reach out and put your arms around this lost part of you. Try to love it. Try to accept it. Squeeze it tight. Tell it you love it. When you are done, you step back and look down. You see that your shadow has something for you. They hold it out to you in their hands, and you take it from them. Now take a few moments to look your shadow in the eye, to commune with it in whatever way that you feel called. And now it's time for us to go. You slowly turn away from your shadow, and you step back onto the path, moving back the way that you came. After a few moments of walking, you move out of the woods again and into the clearing where you entered this place. You keep walking, and walking just a little more. And when you get back to the exact point where you entered, you are again enveloped by the dark, velvety blanket and gently lifted up off your feet. After a brief moment more, you again find yourself floating comfortably in warm darkness. Take a few more moments to relax and enjoy this soothing feeling of perfect weightlessness and comfort. Then slowly you start to begin to become aware of your physical surroundings. You again feel the weight of your body. You start to notice the sounds around you. Take a few more moments to readjust. Then when you are ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back. I now recommend taking some time to have a snack, drink some water or whatever you brought with you, and journal about your experience. The snack and drink will settle you back in your body and help you restore your depleted energy. Journaling will help you process the experience, and you will be surprised by the other details from the experience that come out when you're writing it down. This meditation is something that you can do over and over again, and I'll wager that you get something out of it every time, even something different. I do want to caution you, however, to make sure that you give yourself enough time between each meditation to fully process the experience. This is not a race or a contest. You can take as long as you need to do this work. I would love your comments below, or if you have any questions, you can DM me on Insta at dark.winter.moon or email me at darkwintermoon8@gmail.com. And as always, I would appreciate your likes and subscribes. Happy shadow hunting, everyone, and I will see you next time. Blessed be.